Welcome into Celtics post-game live presented by your New England Ford dealers and Ford trucks. Perk, Scale, Amina Smith here with you, and a big win by the Celtics against the Sixers, 135-87, a 48-point win for this Celtics team. And Perk, I'm not going to lie, I felt confident about this Celtics team going into this matchup, but not this confident where they would get a 48-point win.
Look, national televised game, that was a smackdown. That was a statement game all across the board, and I loved it because everybody got a piece of it. That was one of those wins where, you talking in the locker room and say, you know what, look, we got 2 games before the All-Star break. Let's close this out in great fashion, starting with tonight. And I thought it started with their 2 leaders. That was beautiful basketball to watch all across the board.
Scal, yeah, go ahead.
NBA might have a little problem with the Boston Celtics here.
You know what? I wasn't going to jump off the porch and say that.
I'm just saying. This is not like a small sample size. It's been going on for a while now. There might be a problem out there. We'll have to see. We have to see as the second half starts to unfold the way that they're playing basketball. By the way, it's impossible to stop them right now the way they're moving it. And, then it comes down to just the individual players making these plays. And, man, they're defending at a high level. They're locked into the game plan. They're communicating at a high level. Man, right now, that was a smackdown. On the day where Philadelphia is trying to celebrate James Harden being here, Joel Embiid, the MVP, all this stuff they want to celebrate, we finally arrived. Man, Boston Celtics just reminded them, you got a long ways to go.
Yeah, 9 straight wins for this Celtics team. And, Scal, you and I talked about this off the air, around halftime or a pregame show, is the fact that this team was looking for a signature win in this win streak. Just how much of a signature win was tonight?
This is a signature smackdown.
Signature smackdown.
Yeah, without Rob Williams, this, to me, I went into this game thinking, all right, if Rob plays, we got this. They don't have enough scoring. But without Rob, I was like, man, Embiid could have a big night. Man, they had Embiid on his heels. This is the best player in the NBA right now. He's going to win the MVP. And he had him on his heels. They forced Thibault into shots that he didn't want to take. So I think during this whole stretch of games, to me, this is the best win during this stretch. And not just the 9 in a row, also before that, even the loss to Atlanta. To me, this is the best win.
And, Perk, what does this win indicate about where the Celtics are right now in the season?
It indicates that they have no ceiling. And when you look at it, it's the camaraderie again, right? You bring in a guy like Daniel Tice, a guy that guys love to be in the locker room and to be on the floor with. You just see the cohesiveness. You see the chemistry is there, the celebration. The guys, even when it was time to rest the starters, you saw them up off the bench cheering on the guys that were on the floor. So when you see this happening, it's great vibes. It's laughing on the plane. It's talking. It's communicating all throughout the locker room. And they still held their defensive presence with their defensive captain being out in the second half. That said a lot.
And the Celtics made 25 threes tonight, which is a franchise record for the Celtics. Scal, at one point in the season, we were screaming at the TV.
Oh, yeah.
Please stop shooting the 3. And tonight, they got it right.
No, but they're doing it better now. They're driving and kicking, extra pass. The way that they were doing it before, just coming down, jacking up threes, just shooting them because they had to. I think the drive and kick game is really, and by the way, Ime been talking about this since the moment he had an introductory press conference about getting the assist percentage up, driving, kicking, moving the ball, making quick decisions. We're seeing all the stuff that Ime talked about. It took them a while for the players to figure it out, but it seems like they figured it out.
Perk, what have they figured out in terms of looking at that 3-point percentage tonight? Just why is it falling tonight and not other nights?
Well, I think it's just the quality of the shots, right? We know these shots, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they're going to knock down. But those swing passes where Grant Williams is holding those corners, those are knockdown shots for him and Al Horford. And there's no hesitation. They're on time. They're on target. They're not having to dip forward. They're not having to go high. And it's passing. The passing is with energy. I'm swinging it to you like I want you to shoot it, like I want you to make it. And when you have that type of energy behind the ball, you go definitely, shoot it with confidence.
And we talked about that ball movement also at halftime. But how much of that did you see, Scal, in the second half to help the Celtics really dominate this game?
You know what we didn't see, Perk? We didn't see no massaging of that bad boy.
There you go.
No, but Perk's right. You know, like, they were doing it with pace. I got it. No, I don't. Amina, throw it to Perk. Perk, throw it back to me. I drive, kick it to Amina. Amina skips it over to Perk. Perk shows you the three, holds the follow through. That's different basketball. That's different than I get it. No, you get it. Now hold on. That don't work. It doesn't work. Watch the NBA. The best teams in the NBA, that ball is hopping around just like the Celtics were tonight.
And Perk, just how much was that ball just hopping around the court out there tonight in this win?
Oh, it was swinging. I guess that 0.5 rule came down to the Celtic locker room from the San Antonio Spurs. But here it is right here, like Jason Tatum, like drawing two and making the easy pass. Look at the swing, driving kick. All the way back on the other end of the floor for Jaylen Brown for a wide open three who had been hot. Look at the player movement. Coming off the screen, aggressive. Look, bounce right back. Easy basketball. Simple, easy basketball.
Scal, how much might the improvements that we see from this Celtics team have to do with them getting used to what Ime Udoka is teaching them in the locker room and at practice?
To me, it starts with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You always take on the personality of your best players. Those guys started moving the ball. I think Tatum tried to do it throughout the entire year. I think Tatum is getting really good at it right now. Jaylen Brown is starting to follow suit. I do believe, on every team I've been on, it's your best player sets the tone. Those guys, and it could be, you could have like Perk was an emotional leader for us, and we have all that. But when KG and Paul Pierce, when they're setting the tone, we're following them. When Rondo became that all-star with those guys, we're following those guys. And so I just think like Tatum and Brown have become better ball movers and playmakers, and so have the rest of the team.
And Perk, when you take a look at Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, what is the tone that they're setting for this Celtics team?
Well, one, I agree with Scale, but two, they become more efficient, right? So now you see the box scores and you're looking and they're going numbers like 12 for 19 from the field. Like, that's efficient. I don't want to see 33, 35 points on 29 shots or 30 shots. Like, you know what I mean? And then they're getting to the free throw line. But the biggest thing between the both of them, especially Jason Tatum, is that he is putting his head down. He's getting physical, the wide shoulders. He put on all that muscle, and he's getting to the paint with force where they have to help. And if they're not helping, he's finishing strong around the basket, like through contact, whether it's big, small, whatever. Like, he's playing like he's 6'10".
And 28 points and 12 rebounds for Jason Tatum in tonight's matchup. Scal, where did Jason Tatum impact this game the most?
Ooh, I think the biggest thing is like what Perk is saying. He's using his timing. So sometimes he's reading the defense and saying, I need to get off this ball. When it's finding him, let's say he's low clock. I even believe when he gets downhill, like what Perk was talking about, he makes plays. But I even believe that the sidestep three that he's taken, he's doing that with more pace and force right now. So he's just playing at this level. And I got to give, who did I give this credit to? I think it was Forsberg brought this up. He mentioned Tatum, and about 40 games in, he kind of starts to, kick it on, and he starts to kind of take over. We've seen it the last 2 years where he starts to hit his groove. Sure enough, 40 games came, and Jason Tatum went to a completely different level. And I think it's the quickness of his decisions. We know he can make plays, and he's not just doing it just to do it now. It's in his soul. Like, he knows that ball, if he gets off of it, it's going to find me, and I'm going to have a much easier shot coming up next.
Yeah, definitely getting more comfortable out there on the court. Let's send it out to Abby Chin, who's with Al Horford right now.
Al, what went through your mind after that second whistle, just 3 minutes into the game? You knew you had to head to the sidelines, facing off against Joel Embiid.
Well, not too happy about that call, obviously, but the good thing about our group was that we felt like the tone was set from the very beginning, and Grant did a really good job holding him, keeping that same energy, and then Daniel came in, and it was just good to see him. Gave us a really huge boost when we needed it.
Even with the foul trouble, you guys held Embiid without a field goal until just under 4 minutes left in the entire first half. How were you guys able to be so effective against him and the entire Sixers team?
We were very engaged, really just mixing it up on him. You know, at times guys were coming into double, at other times kind of just making him shoot over us and just giving him different looks. And our guys were really engaged defensively. We just did a really good job of that.
For you to get a win like this in this building, is it any sweeter with how the fans were treating you tonight?
Oh, it's sweet, for sure. No, it's a great win, and I'm just most proud of our group. You know, the way that we've been playing coming into this game. You know, this is another team that was a really good test for us. I told the guys that, you know, that Denver, Atlanta, Philly, let's see kind of where we're at. And I feel like, you know, we're in a really good position. Now we have to, you know, go home and finish, you know, this before the break with the Pistons tomorrow.
Absolutely, Al. Thank you. Congrats.
Thanks.